Welcome into the Extra Point presented by Corner Pub in Brentwood on 710 Old Hickory Boulevard for Nashville's best meat and three craft beers and more. The neighborhood meets right here for SEC football on Saturdays at Corner Pub in Brentwood. So, Zach, big game for Butch Jones in Tennessee, hosting number 7 Georgia Neyland Stadium. We've talked a lot about Butch Jones's future and how it pertains to this game specifically. If Tennessee beats Georgia, give me one thing you know that happens.
Well, I think that the defensive philosophy going up against the Georgia offense, you know what the Georgia offense is going to do. They're the same person. You run the football. Right. You control the clock. You wear down the defense. You score touchdowns on long runs with Sony Michel and Nick Chubb. It's pretty by the book.
Pretty simple.
Well, stack the box and make the young quarterback beat you. Make the young quarterback maybe force a turnover against Fromm. Jacob Fromm is not that experienced. Now, he's played very, very well, but there's still, in Neyland, the bright lights may get to you. Who knows? It's a national televised game at 2:30. Make the quarterback beat you. And I think defensively, I know Tennessee has been suspect at times, but tip balls, you never know what's going to happen. If the quarterback beats you, you just say, hey, it's a loss. Georgia was a better football team. But that, I think, is a philosophy on how Tennessee could come out there with a win.
Yeah, you mentioned the turnover battle, maybe forcing the freshman QB into something. I think the turnover battle is extremely important in this game, but it is in every game. The only reason Tennessee beat Georgia Tech was because 0 turnovers from Tennessee.
Yep.
Georgia Tech had those 2 fumbles, timely fumbles in that game. So obviously the turnover-free thing for Tennessee is big. But for me, it's about how is Tennessee going to score points against a really good Georgia defense. And that's by feeding your playmakers. I don't want to hear after the game that the story of the game dictated why we couldn't get the ball to Marquez Callaway, because that's what you heard this past week about UMass. Larry Scott said, well, they were double covering him. They had a safety over the top. I don't care. Get the ball to your guys. Get the ball to John Kelly, Marquez Callaway, Tyler Bird, and Ty Chandler. And Brandon Johnson, who's risen up the last couple games as well. I think those 4 or 5 guys need to be your bell cows on offense, and that will help your quarterback out, whoever it might be, Dormany or Garantano, by facilitating the football to those superstar athletes on offense, because those guys can keep you in the game.
I like the Callaway thing. When he does well, Tennessee does well. That could be an X factor. John Kelly is the best offensive weapon they have. But Callaway making plays downfield and big plays where you can get chunk yardage and possibly big-time scores. I like that.
And that's today's Extra Point presented by Corner Pub in Brentwood on A to Z Sports Nashville.com.